Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I am Chanel. So I know it has been quite some time and I've been getting a lot of messages and people that's commenting on the video for my TMJ. So I wanted to come back and give you all an update on where I am. I do apologize that it did take so long to come back and do an update, but I wanted to make sure that I can give you all of the information that I have and go through the whole experience before coming back on here and relaying information to you all. Let's get right into it. Basically, a lot of you all have been asking, how am I doing, right? So it has been about a year. Honestly, it's almost been 2 years. So in February, it will be 2 years since I've been wearing my mouth guard or splint, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm going through, the process or the treatment that I'm going through right now is basically, so I have to wear this mouth splint. I have to wear this all day long. So during the daytime, I wear this mouth guard. Okay, so I have to wear that mouth guard all day long. I even have to eat in it. Basically, I don't take it out until it's time to sleep. And then when it's time for me to go to sleep, I then have to wear this mouth guard. With this mouth guard, what they did was they put a little, I don't know if you want to call this like acrylic or plastic or whatever it is, but this piece here, what it does, it helps for my jaw not to slip back. Yeah, so I wear this piece, and with this piece it has like little acrylic on the back. Basically it helps for my bottom jaw and my upper jaw to meet, because the way that my jaw is sitting now, it's going more towards the left. So this joint over here is basically really weak, and I had to wear these splints in order to build the cartilage up in between my jaw joints. The only thing I don't like about these mouth guards is they get really loose. So if you're eating certain things, they can tend to come up and down, and you gotta constantly keep on going back to get it adjusted to get more and more stuff put in. That just drives me crazy. I don't like the fact that I can't talk or say certain words because I'm like slurring or like damn near biting my tongue trying to get those words out, because it's kind of bulky in your mouth, so I don't like that. However, since I've been wearing my guards, I have built up a lot more space back there in my jaw joint, so that's good. They're not touching and like rubbing. It's not, I still sometimes get clicks, but I don't get it to the point where it's like locked. The clicks would just be like if I'm eating certain things over on this area on the right side, I'll have some clicks here and there. But it's not painful or anything, it's just clicks. And I have to let you all know that if you decide to go to a TMJ specialist, the process takes a long time. It's not something that you can, go to and it's just fixed right away. Definitely not. It's more like wearing braces. If you all are familiar with braces, sometimes it does take like a year to 2 years in order to correct your bite, to correct your teeth, whatever the case is. It's the same for when you're going to try to correct your TMJ. The one thing that he mentioned to me is you can't really rush the process of correcting your jaw, because that is a very sensitive area of your skull that can cause a lot more damage, and we do not want to cause any more damage. So he basically took his time with everything that I went through. The purpose of these splints is to mimic how my jaw will be once I get my Invisalign. So basically this bottom splint, it moves my jaw closer over towards the right. The lower jaw, I should say, the lower part of my jaw, it moves it towards the right. Also, it moves it forward. So I can have it more aligned here. And another thing is my bottom splint, it actually, they put like some type of build-up like plastic acrylic to make it to the point where it touches my upper teeth, because currently my upper teeth and bottom teeth do not touch without that splint in it. And if it does touch, it's so weird because my top teeth is basically sitting directly, it's like this, I don't know, it's like sitting directly inside of my lower jaw, if that makes sense. So far I would say that everything has been going good. I no longer have the headaches, like the tension headaches. At one point I was having more of those tension headaches where it felt like my head was in a vice and it was just really tight, like a rubber band was around it. I no longer have those, and I no longer have it where my cervical in the back is tight and feel like it's in a vice. I don't have that anymore. Sometimes I do have sharp like pains, like nerve pains in my head, or it feels like a muscle in my head is tightening up, if that makes sense. But it only lasts for a second and it goes right back to nothing, and you know, it doesn't really hurt. I no longer have the sensitivity to my scalp. I can wear certain hairstyles, you know, I can braid my hair, I can wear sew-ins now, wear wigs, because I don't have that sensitivity. That was one of the things where my scalp was really sensitive, to the point where I couldn't touch it. I couldn't do anything to my head but cut it off. I shaved all of my hair off when I started with this whole TMJ situation. Just had to cut it all off. Now my hair has grown back. I don't have the sensitivity to my scalp. I think that the reason why it was sensitive because I had a really bad compressed nerve right in the back of my head when this all started, when my lower jaw became misaligned. It was a compressed nerve that was causing sensitivity on my scalp. Now that it's no longer compressed because of the mouth guard that I'm wearing, I don't have that issue. Oh, and another thing that I have not been experiencing as well is I used to have problems with swallowing. My food would get stuck. Now this could be a combination of things, but I have not had that issue lately. So that could be because I've been controlling my acid reflux with omeprazole, as well as not drinking as much alcohol. Sometimes like alcohol will have my throat to the point where it's really inflamed and I'm having trouble with eating the next day. Now as far as the dizziness, it's not necessarily dizziness, but it is feeling like my equilibrium is off. The ringing in the ear, I no longer have that either. I know someone had mentioned in the questions if it can cause tetanus or tinnitus, I don't know what it's called, but something as far as in your ear where it causes the ringing. Yes, it can, and that's what I was experiencing in the beginning, was the ringing in the ear. I no longer have that, or the fullness in my ear. Sometimes I do have like a little sharp pain in the ear, but nothing too major, like it just comes and goes. And honestly, if I do have any symptoms, it's around the times that I'm really stressed and not moving, you know, just maybe sitting at the desk and just going to town working or something. That's when I'll probably have more of my flare up. But honestly, it's kind of like a roller coaster. It'll come to go. It just kind of depends on what you're going through at the moment. Now as far as the pressure in my eyes, I no longer have that as well. So basically I am about 85% good. The next step of this process is for me to go into my Invisaligns, which will be a year-long process as well. So total, this is going to probably be at least 3 years treatment. So I'm going to get Invisalign, and the Invisalign hopefully would close up that gap that's in the back between my lower and my upper jaw, and it will also realign the lower jaw. He's believing that it's going to basically solve the problem and I'm not going to have any other symptoms. The off balance, he feels like it's going to solve that as well. If you do want to go see a specialist to correct any of your problems, it is very expensive. Very expensive. When I say expensive, I mean very expensive. So be prepared. Now some TMJ specialists, well, I will say the majority that I've talked to do not accept insurance. However, you can do like a reimbursement. You'll have to get a reimbursement form from either your TMJ specialist office, or you can go onto your insurance company website and get the reimbursement form. My office, they did fill out my form so I can get the reimbursement, but my insurance, both dental and medical, they both barely paid me anything back. So just keep that in mind. Just to get my splints done and go through this first phase of treatment, it cost me close to let me back up. So just the mouthpieces alone were $2,500 a piece. So that's $5,000 for the upper and the lower piece. And then each time I went back for the adjustment, which was between 6 to 8 weeks, it cost me $150 for the office visits. And then I had to go and get like MRIs done of my jaw, because they want to make sure that, you know, it's open and closing right, and all those good things, like, you know, what the space is doing in between those jaw joints, if I'm actually building up cartilage and all that. So I had to get that done, those tests done twice, and each time it cost me I think it was like 900, close to about 950 bucks or so. So each time it costs that. Now, moving forward into the second phase of my treatment, it'll cost me $9,150 to move forward in this treatment. And with the second phase of the treatment, like I said, I will be having the Invisalign. And I believe it's going to be upper and lower Invisalign, in which I can show you guys that, you know, that office visit when I actually go, and that'll be sometime in a couple months. But yeah, it's gonna be upper and lower. I have to go get those fitted, and it comes with the retainer for after the treatment, so I can actually have, you know, keep my jaw in line. And it also is gonna come with like any office visits, that's already included. If I need more MRIs, it's gonna be included, which he does not believe I will. Normally when you are moving on to the second phase, you wouldn't need another MRI, but it is a possibility. If you do have flare-ups, your specialist may ask for another MRI, so it kind of depends. That's basically where I am. I'm pretty happy that I made the decision to go forward with it, because when I first started the treatment, it was unbearable. I had tension headache every day. I couldn't walk, I couldn't drive. It also spiked, sorry, this phone is going off. So it also spiked my anxiety really high. And that's one thing that I'm still struggling with, is anxiety. I think the anxiety has played a part where I'm now having like really bad heart palpitations. I'm having AFib as well, so I'm wearing a heart monitor now so they can monitor my heart and see the reason why I'm having AFib. But one thing about TMJ, I do know that it does cause, you know, compression on your nerves, so it can play a part in having really bad anxiety. So, you know, it's best to go ahead and get that jaw realigned so it's not compressing on a nerve, compressing on any blood vessels, because you can also have a stroke, and that's not what I'm trying to do. So even though that is expensive, I still value my life a lot. So, you know, money, it comes and goes. Hopefully it'll come as quickly as it goes, but we'll see. I just want to make sure that I'm healthy and being able to live, you know, my life on a daily basis without any complications. So I'm willing to go through this whole process, and hopefully it fixes the problem. Honestly, I feel like it will, because in the beginning it was terrible. Like I said, I couldn't do anything. Now I'm pretty much living my life back to normal, other than the fact that I'm having the heart palpitations and the anxiety. People have asked me what are some things that helped me get through this, and I want to say for sure, when I started off, yoga. You want to make sure you're keeping your body moving. You don't want to be tense, because then that causes you to have cervical vertigo. So just keep moving, doing the yoga, maybe doing some type of workout like Pilates. You want to make sure you start with a low impact workout, and I would say Pilates can be very low impact. However, some Pilates does require for you to have like weightlifting, which, you know, it could be good for some people. Just want to make sure that you're starting off slow. But definitely some yoga, because you want to be able to decompress. If you're stressed or have any other type of anxiety, you want to do that. Another thing that I did was I invested in a jade roller, and I got this off of Amazon. Basically, it just comes, you know, it looks like this. You have the smaller piece and you have the larger piece, and I just made sure I went over my jaw area and in my face. I did this, you know, very often to loosen up my muscle, because you know, if I talk a lot or smile a lot, sometimes my face and neck would get really tight. This is a good way to loosen that up. I just, you know, use this, roll it on my face, down my neck, and it helps loosen it up. Now it also comes with this piece too, that you can use to help loosen this area here. So that's good, and I'll try to find a link for you all if you want to purchase one of these. What I do is I make sure that I put it in the refrigerator and keep it cold. It definitely helps. And if you're having pressure in the eyes, definitely use this to, like the smaller part of it, use it to massage out the lower part of your eyes and make sure that it's cold. This definitely helps. And then I purchased this heating pad from Walmart, and it basically wraps around your neck like this. So if you're having any neck tension or any tension in the face from the jaw, you basically just take this part out and put it in the microwave for about a minute or so, and then you can, you know, move around with your heating pad. This is a good investment as well. And another thing that helped was this heating pad. So I purchased this heating pad off of Amazon, but I purchased this off of Amazon, and basically it wraps around you. It wraps around your back too. Let me scoot back so you can see it. So yeah, it wraps around you just like this, and it has like 3 different I think it has 4 or 5 settings for massaging. It helps like if you have any tension in your shoulders, your back, your neck. This is a good thing because, you know, TMJ can definitely cause you to have back problems as well. So this is something that you should invest in, and it's a heating pad with a massager. I have tried muscle relaxers. That's something that I tried in the very beginning. I don't know how much it helped, honestly. Sometimes muscle relaxers can cause you to be very drowsy, dizzy, you know. But I did do that for quite some time. I've done PT. You know, I've also went to the Balance Center for vestibular. I went there. They helped me out a lot. The PT actually helped me out a lot too, because it helped strengthen out like my neck and my back area, the shoulder area. I've done massages. I soak in the bathtub a lot. Warm water with Epsom salt definitely help with the tenseness, and it helps relax you. So, because you know, when you get tense, you tend to tense up your face without even knowing it, and you may even clench and, you know, grind your teeth without even knowing it. So you want to make sure that your body is staying as relaxed as possible. So doing a lot of methods and techniques to keep you relaxed is the goal. So the bath, the yoga, working out, going on a walk, you know, also magnesium helped. Vitamin D, that's one thing that definitely I realized lately that's helped, is also helped with my heart palpitations. Being an African American woman, it's good to actually have that vitamin D supplement. So I've done that. CBD, if you are into that, definitely try CBD. It helped as well. And let's see, I think that is everything that I've tried. I have not tried acupuncture. That's probably the only thing that I have not tried. Everything else, done it, and I'm feeling pretty good now. The only thing, like I said, is feeling off balance. I'm trying to get that together. And let's see, I'm gonna look at the questions so I make sure I answered everything. So someone says, has the mouth guard already had an effect on you? Yes, it has. Can you explain the dizziness symptoms you were having? I have explained that already. It's just the off balance feeling. Sometimes when I just turn my head, I feel like the whole room was spinning, like a vertigo, and it almost felt like my body just can't stop moving, like I'm on some type of boat or something. It was crazy, especially when I was driving. It felt like, it looked like everything kept moving as I stopped. Everything just kept going. That's the weird thing. Like, it was like a motion vertigo that I was having. Another thing is sensitivity to light. I still have that every once in a while. I'll have sensitivity to light, like especially on like it's weird, on a gloomy day, my eyes seem to have a hard time adjusting. Or, you know, late at night, I definitely have a hard time adjusting. So that's one thing I still have every once in a while. Sometimes I still do have sensitivity to sound. Like if I'm laying on my ear, I still have that heartbeat. But I think a lot of people have that, but it's like weird because it almost feels muffled. Yeah, that was basically all the questions. I want to say overall, it's going pretty well. Now that I think about it, now I'm sitting here doing this video, it's going pretty well. The percentage, I want to say, is pretty high of how I'm feeling. You're definitely going to have your ups and downs, of course, just like any journey. You have up and downs. You just want to make sure that you are strong and have a very good support system behind you. You know, a husband, a friend, a mom, someone that's able to take care of you when you can't, because you are going to go through those moments where you're feeling high anxiety, high stress, high depression, and you know, not even want to move because you feel like you're gonna fall to the floor. Trust me, I know, like not wanting to drive, that was one of the things that was my biggest fear, is driving and then having a flare up from vertigo or something. That was pretty big. But now I drive, even though sometimes I get real scared. And so that, I think that's everything. I can't think of anything else. If I do, I'll leave it down in the comments and I'll pin it for you. If you have any questions, just put it down in the comments box and I'll try to do my best to respond to everyone. Appreciate everyone watching my video and commenting and subscribing. But if you have not already done so, please subscribe to make sure you keep up with all the updates that I have. But until next time, I will talk to you all later. See you later.